siang sampai malam, gue malam sampai pagi. Jadi
Navi's turn to ban.
Game eventually we will win, and that has been the that they would get was that one game even 85k advantage. Yesterday we saw them have a 50k advantage just because of their approach to the game.
Yeah, and they did say in chat that, you know, they're waiting for those 80k advantages to win the games. How they figure it out, you know, we'll never know. But it does, yeah, maybe they are waiting to see if they can get up to that 100k before they try and end the game as quickly as possible. But getting into this now as well, BetBoom already know they ban out the.
I just like winning.
Осталось 10 секунд.
I just like winning.
Осталось 5 секунд. Очередь сил тьмы запрещать героя.
I just like winning.
See in every region, don't want to play up against it. The point where the Rubiks are getting through, the Treants are getting through, Lenas are getting through, because they just have to focus down and make sure this Ricky doesn't get through the draft.
I think there are teams in the Eastern Europe, I mean talking specifically about this one region, that are okay playing against the Ricky. You know, Hellraisers yesterday, they let it through and they dealt with it so easily. Because Hellraisers are a timing-based team, which means that they play around objectives, they play together, and they play around choosing the fights carefully. So their control of the map is pretty good, and then they can utilize that control of the map, good warding to deal with Ricky, or being together. Ricky doesn't do anything if the enemies are constantly together until later on down the line when the BKBs get low and forth. But, you know, a team like BetBoom that are gonna be all over the place, I can understand why they themselves are not wanting to play against the Ricky.
Yeah, and the first phase of this draft really quickly done. The Train and the Death Prophet.
Yep.
Again, Death Prophet, we spoke about how powerful this hero is in the early game, that sets it up to be strong coming into the mid to late game. The Drow Ranger coming out so early though, this is a surprise for me that Navi want to pick this up in the first phase, you know, give away that carry, give away the potential. Looking at, I mean, the Treant's already there, so you're not really going to expect the clockwork for BetBoom. But giving BetBoom the opportunity to draft gap closing heroes so early on.
Yep, I mean, to be honest, I expected BetBoom, the way that they like to open is the clockwork, is the sniper. I think those have been the ways they've been opening the most, but DP just does seem very, very powerful. You know, and I think Navi, when they saw this, they wanted to have constant output of damage, because Treant plus the DP, bursting down the DP is gonna be hard. You're gonna need to focus a lot onto it, then BetBoom are gonna pick a hero that split pushes, or that at least kind of, you know, pushes in the waves.
Yeah.
And it's gonna make it tough for you, right? But here, you get a Drow who does a lot of damage over time, it's not particularly burst, that the DP should be afraid of at some point. So I'm okay with it. It's an approach that you can take against the Death Prophet. You don't always have to go for burst damage against this hero, especially when she has defensive heroes and global defensive heroes like the.
Yeah, I suppose the Drow as well coming out means that, you know, you're probably going to go for that shard. You get the hypothermia stacks off on the Death Prophet as well. Potential to go for the Skadi as well, just to mess up the regen that comes through onto the Death Prophet. But the damage, like I say, the damage. I mean, we talked about the Drow Ranger not really needing early items, but you do need that quick 6 to start being effective in, you know, if you are being ganked, or if you want to take a fight to the enemy team as well. What would you then want to put in the lane with the Drow Ranger? Do you want something that, you know, will just be able to rotate into mid earlier on, you know, maybe try and apply some pressure and give the Drow Ranger a little bit of free farm earlier on, or do you want something that just sticks in the lane? Because the Drow Ranger is susceptible to being ganked. You have no mobility early on until the Hurricane Pike comes out. No real way to escape if a gank does come through. So are you looking to pick up a support that does just babysit the Drow Ranger in the lane?
You need a support that is either aggressive or very, very tanky. right? Clockwork ticks both of those boxes. That's why it's panned out. You know, Tusk comes to mind. Then if you just want to be aggressive to offer kill potential, you can go for like a Crystal Maiden, something along those lines. Anything like that does make a lot of sense. Rubik comes out from BetBoom. It has been something that Save has been playing. Not the greatest of lanes, but we have seen BetBoom. I think they're the only team I've seen play the mid Death Prophet. So
Yeah.
that is a potential for them. Considering you're playing against the Drow, you might want to do it because Death Prophet, it's easier for her to lane either in the mid lane or in a side lane where you have a melee hero that is going to be on top of you that you're going to be able to heal off with the Spirit Siphon. So we'll see what happens there. But BetBoom with this Rubik pick, I think they might be setting up for just that, and you know, maybe Blink Initiation or something along those lines on their offlaner. Doom comes to mind as a potential hero. Oh, it's
Yeah.
banned out though.
I mean, the Centaur and the Magnus are still there. BetBoom want that to go with Rubik, and we have seen, especially earlier on, you know, they were a really popular offlane pairing here. And
But they haven't played it.
no, that is true.
BetBoom themselves have not played it. It would be, for me, more obvious that they get something like a Dragonite.
Mhm.
That does make sense in a Drow lane, because you have the bonus armor, then you're gonna get the living armor bonus, and you're not really susceptible to the piercing shot of the Drow Ranger. So even when the Drow hits her level 6, she's not really a problem for you, and she's still gonna be pushed out of the lane. The only problem if you go for something like that is damage. So that would be the issue. But we have seen Pure in the past play like a Weaver, you know, so
Yeah,
you
true.
would have a early hero if you go with that on that spot. And there's the Tusk. We'll see if that's gonna be the mid lane or the support Tusk. One thing that we haven't mentioned, Rob, Malady is not with Navi, and I don't know if he's gonna be in the future, because yesterday there were talks about him coming in, H2O coming in instead of Malady, and then it was reversed in the last moment, and now H2O has come in. I'm guessing that I think by the rules you can have 3 series with a stand-in, and that's how many Navi have left. So I'm kind of curious to see if Malady will be making a return to the roster at all.
Yeah, it is a good question, because this is the time, if teams are going to be making changes, this is where, like you say, they have that opportunity to make them coming into the end of the DPC tour. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's H2O taking over in that position 5 completely, but again, it might just be that Malady's having time off for whatever reason. Because like you say, it was announced yesterday and then it was reversed. So it doesn't seem that Malady's refusing to play with Navi. You know, he's still ready to play. Maybe just not available for this series, but we will find out going forward if that is going to be the change, if that is going to be a change to Navi, or whether it is just a temporary stand-in here for H2O.
Yeah, but I like the Lycan a lot better than the Dragonite that I suggested, because it basically does the same thing, but it's just better than the Drow. So it does have added armor, right? From the Feral Impulse. It pushes towers, but the difference between the Lycan and the Dragonite is that the Lycan literally slaughters these squishy heroes, Drow Ranger and the Silencer. Even the Tusk, because he's not that great with armor, is gonna have a lot of issues once the Lycan hits his stride. So this is a really, really good hero. He's tanky, he has regen in the lane, and then you have a Rubik to further reduce the damage output coming out from Navi. And Silencer, man, this guy is gonna be food for the Lycan. So I'm very scared for Navi currently. They're gonna need to play fast, to constantly know where BetBoom are, and to, by killing 1 or 2 heroes, deter them from pushing. Because if you move back to the jungle for just a little bit, your towers start dropping, you're gonna lose vision, and then, I mean, the Lycan's power is gonna become apparent.
Yeah, and it is going to be...
Them.
So, position 5 Silencer. So it is going to be at least 1 melee hero coming into the mid lane here for the Death Prophet. So he will have that hero, the melee hero to Spirit Siphon off here for BetBoom.
I'd rather see a 4 Tiny than a 4 Tusk in this game in particular. Unless maybe you are thinking, let's leave the the Timber alone from level 1 and, you know, bring in the Tusk to destroy the Lycan. But other than that, I think it's easier for the Tiny to rotate, and Tiny suffering in levels it's much easier than for the Tusk to be suffering in levels, this game in particular.
Okay, and with one hero left to pick here, BetBoom looking for their carry. The Spectre's been banned out, the Helena got all the way through that final ban here from Navi. What do BetBoom want to look towards to ban out for the final hero here? Because BetBoom, we know, like I say, we've seen a lot of different heroes being picked up for BetBoom in this core role, so is there anything that stands out here that goes well with what BetBoom already have and plays well with that tree in the lane?
I like the Ursa, to be honest. Because it's gonna be a okay, they go for the Slark. It's gonna be a 2 melee versus 2 melee lane. So you want Ursa, Slark, or the Monkey King, right? So they go with the Slark. It actually makes more sense given that you're playing against the Drow. The reason I maybe would have been okay with the Ursa is because it gives you Roche potential. But BetBoom probably think if we take down the tier 1 in the enemy safe lane, the mid tier 1, then with the next exorcism we can take the Roche. So they thought they didn't need the extra Roche damage, which is okay. With the Slark, they have potential for stronger potential for the late game, especially against the Drow Ranger, and this hero has been considered the Drow Ranger counter. Plus, when you look at the other side, they have no lockdown for the Slark, like literally no lockdown. What, Avalanche, Walrus Punch? Those aren't really spells that are gonna help you with dealing with the hero.
Yeah, and guys, don't forget, if you want to visit our sponsors over at EGB, you can see the odds on the screen there. You do get a bonus deposit up to $600 with your first deposit. That is available over at EGB. If you want to check us out, and again, you can see the odds coming through there. BetBoom, a little bit more favorite than Navi in these current odds, because BetBoom, I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, one of the favorites to win the entire season. Navi, not really been performing up to the Navi name. They are 1-3, I think, so far. Down there with Virtus Pro. I mean, even Darkside are 2-3. Namiga and One Move both 0-4. But yeah, at the minute, they just go to BetBoom in this series, and I don't think that I don't know, with the way you played yesterday, BetBoom, you looked really impressive, even going through that 70-minute match. You know, to me, they do stand out as the favorites coming into this series.
Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, there's no doubt. And I would say if Navi would outdraft BetBoom, or at least have much stronger lanes, I would say, okay, yeah, they have a shot. But for me here, it looks like the laning phase will go in favor of BetBoom, or at least it will be even. What I'm looking for in terms of Navi, if they are to have a chance in this game, it's Nicky Cool and his rotations towards the bottom lane. They have to be fast, they have to be efficient, and he has to be back into the mid lane as fast as possible. And while he's doing it, Sweet the Strong needs to be in the mid lane, making sure the DP doesn't get the tower down, because it all comes down to this Tusk and him slowing down the Lycan, because you cannot leave the lanes early if you're Navi, and that comes from the Tusk getting early levels and making sure that happens.
Yeah. One question I will ask. Oh, there's gonna be the wraparound coming out from Navi though. Do they actually? Looks like they. I mean, they're gonna be able to get the ward down. So this is gonna be a really nice ward to see if anyone steps into the river here. They are grouped up as 4 heroes. The Lycan away on the side of BetBoom as well. So if something breaks out, you know, a 4v4, you can see the Laser's already moved himself away as well on the map to just go for the blocks in the off lane, it looks like. But yeah, looking at the Slark, I saw a really interesting Reddit post that said that Slarks, the pros can't decide on what the build is for the Slark. You know, it's different every time someone picks this hero. Every single pro has a different build for this hero. Echo Sabers, Diffusal Blades, going straight into the Aghanims, and what is it you think Pure wants to go for in this match? You know, what does the Slark need to prioritize getting his items to in this game?
I personally think that the Slark builds, it's not that the pros can't decide, it's that the Slark has a couple of builds that can be good. Ideally, you want to skip the BKB, right? Ideally, you want to get the second item, Aghanim Scepter, but it can't always go that way. That's the thing, that the game changes. So, I think ideally you want to go for a Diffusal Blade into a Aghanim Scepter, but more realistically, that's if the game is going amazing for you. But more realistically, it's going to be Diffusal Blade Echo Saber disassembled into an Aghanim Scepter or disassembled into a BKB if you have an issue. In this game in particular, though, I think Pure could even get away with a diffusal straight into an Axe.
Yeah, and you can see that Pure, he's not getting shy about coming in for the right clicks, even taking some damage here from the... I mean, Laser's gone straight for the Whirling Death at level 1, so Pure, no Timber Chain, and yeah, Pure's just going to be sitting on right click down, trying to get these temporary stacks up on the Slark here. Laze, you know, what the build as well, because the Whirling Death coming through at level 1, it's going to deal with the trees as well. For, you know, Toronto Tokyo trying to sit in the lane. He's going to be taking some harass as well from Sweden Strong. In fact, the body blocks as well. Toronto Tokyo, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, the Whirling Death comes through. Toronto Tokyo, he's trying to do what he can to keep himself alive. The stick charges. Can he get himself away? He can't. Sweden Strong picks up the first blood there. Toronto Tokyo just way out of position.
And that backhand slap was so long. It's like I'm thinking, does the Tiny have more attack range than the normal melee hero? Not really without the tree, so that was really weird. But yeah, he does get the hit in the end, and the first blood will go there, where Tiny has solid amounts of right click damage. Both him and the tree have very low armor, and then when your HP as a strength hero is being reduced so much, you're always going to be susceptible to going down there.
Yeah, meanwhile on the bottom lane, there is some harassing coming out here. The trades coming through from both. I mean, Navi having 2 ranged heroes, so Nightfall, anytime he steps up for a last hit, he is taking some harass from at least one of them. And Nightfall, yeah, even the curse just being thrown out here onto Nightfall, he has to be careful about the amount of damage he does take. H2O, how's he looking at level 2? So he does have a point slaves as well. He could be picking up intelligence, even the intelligence off right click from those waves. So decent amount of harass that comes out from the silencer, and even if his right click does get reduced by the Fadefall, you know, he can still trade off in other ways.
The idea here was just to have 2 heroes that cannot attract a creep aggro and just harass the Lycan before he gets his Helm of the Dominator. Nightfall, he is going to be struggling a little bit in terms of CS until that Helm of the Dom comes. Then it changes for him. It just becomes much easier because you're going to have the extra armor to really sustain the region, to sustain yourself against these 2 that are constantly poking you. But he might be suffering currently, but he's not suffering as much as the Timber. Laze is the one that is really having a bad time into the CS.
Yeah, you can see that he's only got 7 last hits here coming into the offlane, but on the other side, you can see that Drow Ranger having a really nice time on the last hit, and then Drow Ranger is sometimes a hero because of the way the attack animation works, the fact that at level 6 that's your big like power spike. But Vichun at the minute, he's got those last hits down here, safe, trying to do what he can to H2O in the lane, and you see that H2O, he's just trading right back into this. On the top lane as well. Again, Pure, he's not shy about coming through. Anytime Lay steps forward, Pure just goes in with the right clicks. And again, like you say, 2 melee heroes on the side of Navi. This is what Pure can do. He does get those temporary stacks, which means that the longer that Lays wants to stick around, even if he does have the reactive armor, you know, he's still going to be giving up damage over to Pure. And yeah, Toronto Tokyo comes in, drops a leech seed as well, and all of a sudden Pure has a lot of regen going his way.
But Pure still has to be careful. You're up against the Tiny, who is level 3. So Avatos, you can die even with the 10 stick charges and the Fairy Fire. Sometimes you can get surprised. But one thing that we have seen from BetBoom thus far is that they're very good at using their spells and items. And Pure, we can see that he's taking some damage, but we'll be fine.
Yeah, has himself a couple of tangos there as well. Getting over to level 4. He had the pounces, just in case he got into danger. He did have that pounce available too. And you could see that Navi, they were looking to get in front of him. They were looking to, you know, stop that pounce away to the tier 1 tower, just in case they could potentially get off that first blood. Toronto Tokyo as well with the Nature's Grasp, just being able to pull the creeps right back through, so not going to be any farm disruption, or at least try not to be any farm disruption here. For Pure, the lane should just continue to push in favor of that tier 1 tower on the dire side.
Sure, one lane we haven't talked about much, which has pretty much been a stalemate, which is to be expected. It's always what we see in a Tusk versus any range hero matchup. Even though GPK is not going to be in any kind of trouble, the Tusk is still going to be farming quite nicely. But as we get more levels in the Spirit Siphon, it becomes increasingly harder for the Tusk to really commit onto the creep. So now we're seeing GPK trying to make a difference in terms of CS between the 2.
Yeah, and you can see that as well, the regen, what's he got coming out on the courier? It is going to be that one, so he's got the infused raindrops as well. Nikki Cool, just trying to do what he can to keep himself alive in this lane. You know, he's a big tanky hero anyway. Like I say, the Spirit Siphon, it's no longer that max HP damage, that max HP drain coming out. It is just a flat drain. But at level 3, it's still a lot this early on.
Oh, it's insane. It's really a lot of HP that you have to go through, and you can't really kill the Death Prophet. And kind of the strength of the Tusk comes from the ability to harass his enemies. But speaking of harassment, Toronto Tokyo is taking a lot of it, but Pure is going in.
Yeah, Pure, can he get this kill? I mean, the Timber Chain comes out, Sweden Strong, he's going to have his spells up in the next few seconds. The Toss already out, and you can see that Toronto Tokyo, again, just getting a little bit too far forward. He did try and drop the Leech Seed to keep himself alive, but the amount of burst damage coming through from the Avatos, from that Timber Chain and the Whirling Death, just too much for the train to stand, and he was felled there by the Timber Saw.
Toronto Tokyo is still getting used to the laning mechanics of the safe lane. That is something that if people have watched their interviews that they've took, he was saying that there were some issues in the lane. Now it's looking better, but it's still not perfect. So in the future, probably we're going to be seeing Toronto Tokyo even better in the lane with Pure. But for now, he is going to be making these slight mistakes that twice will cost him his life. But at the end of the day, at least he forces the enemies to use a lot of spells, and then Pure can farm.
Yeah, and H2O, they're getting a little bit too far forward. The Rubik holding the Telekinesis and the Fable until he knew he was in kill range against the Silencer. And the Silencer, even the Wolves coming in to chase down and do the damage there. So getting the kill over onto the Silencer, and it gets BetBoom on the board.
This is that part of the game where the Lycan will get his Helm of the Dom. It is done. And when we have to expect Nicky Cool to somehow help him, right? First, you need to deal with the mid lane, with the siege creep, which is something that he's doing. But if you're not rotating towards the bottom lane, it's going to be problematic, or at least TPing. But I don't think Nightfall is going to be as crazy to dive. I think what you want to do with this Lycan is apply pressure and get the tower.
Yeah, and you can see here as well that GPK has close to a full level advantage over the Tusk. The Tusk just hitting level 7, but GPK is looking for the rotate off. Do they find they're even going to be able to find the dry ranger now as well? Spirit Siphon coming out. V-Tune, does he get himself away? He's not going to be able to. The Wild Wing Ripper pulling him back and securing that kill.
This is the thing. You can't go into the jungle in this game if you're Navi. You need the lanes to last longer. The Timbersaw can get enough hate towards him to pull 2 heroes, so you have the Tiny one extra hero to play the map with. And I understand that BetBoom, their heroes might be stronger with the Exorcism, with the Shapeshift, but you will have the numbers advantage to slow them down, and with this kind of an approach, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And Nicky Cool is rotating to the top lane, so they're at least bullying Toronto Tokyo.
Yeah, they did get another kill, but at this point, the tree, it's just playing the living ward roll, scouting out. Pure's just going to be able to cut himself behind. Looks like he is going to be going towards the Echo Saber here for the Slark. Meanwhile, the Drow just has to move into the triangle. That's it, the lane is over. Lycan took the tower. And even the Exorcism, it's going to be coming out here in the mid lane. What can they do here? Because H2O's around as well in this mid lane. But you can see that GPK is just hiding himself in the trees, just letting this Exorcism go to work. Nicky Cool here with the Walrus Punch. GPK. Snowball coming up, but the Spirit Siphon was already there. So the Sustain is up for the Death Prophet now as well. 3 heroes in the mid lane. GPK trying to get himself around, but
another shard.
They come out once again. GPK, Spirit Siphon onto a creep, just trying to get as much health as he can. Still has one more charge. The Telekinesis as well. Snowball will be coming in, but it's going to be underneath the tier 1 tower. No Spirit Siphon for the next 20 seconds, and again, the Walrus Punch comes in, but Nicky Cool, he's going to be taking tower damage.
Maybe if the Exorcism was gonna last a couple of more seconds, Navi tried to commit on that one, but at least for now they defend their mid lane tower. But I'm looking at Navi right now. They allowed their bottom part of the map to be overtaken so easily. It's gonna be so hard now to protect your mid lane from 2, maybe even 3 angles. And yep, Living Ward dead yet again.
Oh, poor Toronto Tokyo. You know, he spent the best part of the last 2 seasons as, you know, the mid laner, taking all of the support from his team, you know, being the main focus, finding all of this farm, and now shifted to that position 5 of his own accord. Though, you know, it's not like he was forced into it. He wanted to do it to play with the BetBoom squad. But, you know, finding out that life isn't roses as that position 5, which is the reason I don't play it.
No. This is the thing. When he played the mid lane, he always wanted his position 5, you know, in games that you're losing or not doing well in. Like, they're ganking me. What are you doing against position 5? Go and die there. What the hell? And he's like, yeah, my my cores, they want me to die, and he's taking this role quite literally because he is 0 and 4, and Navi have gotten only 4 kills thus far. So it is Toronto Tokyo that is giving them the all of the kills that they've gotten so far.
Yeah, it makes a change from yesterday though, when it was Save giving away all the kills in that first game.
Yep.
Yeah, they take turns, they sacrifice themselves. Speaking about sacrifice, well, it's not even a sacrifice, he's dying for nothing. Again, top lane, Navi, they pick up the tree. 0 and 5, Navi, 5 kills to their name.
This is a bad death, right? This is that treant death that you're staying in the on your lane for a very long time, and till the end he's gonna have the exact same death unless he baits them long enough. No one cares. Navi, they just don't care.
I mean, the Tusk is TPing in here. Does he want to try and make a move? Yeah, they're going to try and go here. Lycan still has that transformation. He's going to be able to get the shift off, and the Ice Shards doesn't trap him in. And the Wolves, at least a while.
This is dangerous.
Will be
Navi are dead.
Yeah, they're going to be trapped in. And Vincere, again, no mobility. The Snowball's going to be coming through onto a creep, but it's going to be underneath the tier 2 with the Exorcism going. Nicky Cool, he's going to try and do his best here to keep Vincere alive. Vincere, with the multi-shot, the Crypt Swarm does come through, and it looks like Nightfall will take those tower shots. He doesn't want to dive further on to try and get that kill onto Vincere, but Nicky Cool, with that snowball, he's going to be able to keep the Drow alive, and the Drow immediately just backs himself away, drops that multi-shot, and then just gets himself out of dodge.
Very, very dangerous thing that Navi just pulled off there. But in the end, it's a disaster either way. They might not have lost their heroes, but they're in the bottom part of the map, and now you need to take all of this time to rotate back on the map, because bottom lane, the worst possible place you can be at. You can smoke Warzone to get a kill, maybe clear out your jungle, and then go back to farming, but you cannot stay on the bottom lane. So many angles that BetBoom can come from, and you're not even gonna see it coming. Navi, man, they should be very happy that ended as it did.
Yeah, and you can see again, EGB giving the odds 8-1 here, nearly 9-1 coming out from Navi. It may as well be 9-1 from Navi. BetBoom, just getting out close to evens. Yeah, on the B odds. You can see as well that, I mean, the Slark's going straight for the items after the Echo Saber, which it makes sense. You want that long-range pounce to be able to close the gap onto the Drow Ranger, get right close to him, and deal with this marksmanship bonus that comes out for the Drow Ranger. But Vincere, how is he looking? He is second to bottom net worth. He's about 1,300 gold behind the Slark as well. So the Slark at the minute just having a really good time here, Pure, not really being contested on his farm. 0-0-0 for him here, Slark, which just shows up he's having the perfect PvE game at the minute.
There it is, the smoke from Navi to push out BetBoom from their big jungle, but BetBoom read it, and then you just go for a counter smoke immediately, and it's gonna be very easy to get the kill.
Yeah, they might try and chase down. Charkham will be coming through here from Laze, so it looks like the Death Prophet going to be backing himself away. Doesn't want to overcommit, but Exorcism is going to be 20 seconds away. So like you say, if they can force a fight here down on this bottom part of the map, and then maybe look to rotate, if they have that Exorcism up, they could potentially look into the Roche pit here on the side of BetBoom.
When you look at Navi's lineup, they're much more reliant on getting the kills. The Tusk and the Tiny, they rely on these early skirmishes that you get the kills from, whereas BetBoom's lineup, they still get towers. They're still very good at taking objectives, so their timing is just yet only now coming. Navi, they're definitely feeling the pressure currently, and way too many heroes are on the bottom lane, and they can't even protect the tower. It's still gonna go down.
Yeah, you look at this, the Ancient Black Dragon, the transformation comes out here, the shapeshift from Nightfall. They might be able to get the kill on the backline, so Save can get himself away from this one. Charkham's going to fly through, but Save, he's still alive for now. And they're going to be able to get the kill to sweep. Laze is out. They do eventually the kill. Ice Shards takes him down here, but Laze will be in. They lose, and then like I say, shifted for his Ancient Black and so now, okay, they've used that Exorcism, so maybe they don't move into the pit for now, but again, it pulls all the aggro away from Pure, who, again, he's just pushing out this top lane, flying the farm onto the creeps, and getting closer and closer towards that Aghanim Scepter.
I like that BetBoom went for this kind of approach, and that it's working out. I feel like in some of their games, they're relying too much on individual skill and the way that they're utilizing spells. And sometimes it's just a problem for them because you miss one or two spells, which we don't even see on the screen, and it's not working out too well because that's what you put all of your trust in. But in this game in particular, it's not so much about spell usage as it is in terms of positioning. and they've been positioning quite nicely. But Navi, I have to say, they haven't gotten a pushback. When you defend the tier 2 on the bot or on the top, if you're dire, you see the enemies, you need to jump them immediately. If you're waiting for the tower to drop low and allowing the enemies to choose when the fight will start, you will in 99% of the cases lose that fight, because it is not you choosing when it starts, it is not you initiating, it is not you surprising the opponents, and they're coming from 10 angles, and you won't be able to respond. You just get surrounded completely. So I'm kind of surprised that Navi just stuck around that tower, waiting for it to get low, and then they started running away. At that point, it was too late.
Yeah, Toronto Tokyo is back now. It was just a game crash, so he's going to be able to get himself right back into it. Not a major pause here, so the tempo not going to be disrupted for either side. And so what do you want to be doing here if you are Navi to get yourself, because I mean the net worth, the kills are even, but 15 minutes into this game, 16 minutes in, it's an 8k net worth lead here coming out for BetBoom. And they are losing objectives around the map. How did they get themselves back into this, Navi?
I mean, I don't know if they can get back into it, but I think the goal remains the same for their lineup. You need to be somewhere with the timber and know when the enemies are coming for him. When they are, you without hesitation jump on the first hero that you see. You blow him up. If you can't do that, the fight is lost. And if you can't do that in this game, probably the game is lost. So you just go for plays like that. That's what your lineup is built to do. But I haven't seen Navi even once in this game jump someone without hesitation. Though now they do have a Blink Dagger on the Tusk, so it makes it slightly easier to really go for plays like that.
Okay, yeah, we'll see what they're going to be able to do here with this Blink on Nicky Cool. What gaps they are going to be closing, and what heroes they're going to be able to gank off. I mean, Nightfall, you look at him, he's going to be using that shapeshift form again, just to get himself around the map, do a little bit of scouting here as well. But it looks like BetBoom, they want to apply pressure to the next tier 2 tower in the mid lane here. GPK forcing it out, but you can see Navi in the jungle, just looking. They're finding some farm, maybe looking to catch somebody out. Pure, he's playing it safe though. That Spidey sense, it's tingling. And he's moving himself back. He's got himself the Aghanim Scepter as well. It looks like he wants to go back for another Echo Saber here as well. With the Ogre Axe being queued up, about 180 gold away from picking it up. So maybe this Ancient stack right back into the Echo Saber, and then potentially, he quits this PvE lifestyle and gets himself into the fights. But the smoke will be coming out here from Navi. Let's see which way they want to rotate, and how are they going to be able to find anyone out? Because again, VTune, he's not with the team. He's just looking to find some farm in this lane.
BetBoom, they're always aware. When Navi are going for a smoke, BetBoom are going for a counter smoke. They just don't want to be initiated on. And if that's not the case, if Navi aren't getting that first kill with the global silence and the jump, the fight is over for them.
Yeah, smoke's going to wear off in the river though. Ooh, save. Do they have the engagement coming out to Nicky Cool? Nicky Cool, he's going to be silenced. He doesn't have that BKB now as well. Ice comes out, but that's a double pounce from Pure. So Pure will be getting involved here. Gets himself a kill, or a second kill on the board on the Slark. And now they have that Exorcism up. They've got the kill onto the Tusk. Do they want to go for even more? Sweden Strong, he gets that toss back. Pure though, Ice flies through. He was stolen by the Rubik. Yeah, can they get in range of the telekinesis? It is down for the next 5 seconds, but they have that range. Pure, he's going to overdive, and Sweden Strong not going to be able to get himself away. They can move into this pit with the Exorcism if they want to here now, BetBoom, and it looks like that is exactly what they want to do.
He should have taken that tree and then jumped over the cliff. But you saw, as soon as it's BetBoom initiating the fight, it's panic from Navi. Of course, the gold lead now, it's insane. Of course, the Exorcism now will take down the Roshan. One thing that also is making a big difference in this game and shows how BetBoom want to approach it. They never want to allow their enemies to have any kind of vision on the map. They got a very early gem, and now it's 19 minutes. I think they bought it like 15 minutes into the game, and they've just been taking down vision everywhere on the map. BetBoom are playing on the bottom lane around their own vision, and Pure is playing on the top lane during nighttime with the gem in hand, meaning that he cannot die. There's absolutely no chances. Even if the enemy smoke towards him, he's a Slark, and once the smoke breaks, he's gonna see them earlier than they see him, and it's just impossible to catch him. It's impossible to kill him. Thus, it's impossible for Navi to play the game. Now, at least during this time when the Rosh is being taken, you can go back into your jungle and remove some of the vision, which is exactly what H0 will do now.
Yeah, you can see there was the outpost snatch coming back in. Oh, they're going to be able to get the jump off the Laze. Laze doesn't get himself away from this. He's just dead. Straight up Slark stepping into this game now with this Aegis. with the Aghanim Scepter going towards the shard as well. Not going to be too far away from that. The gold needed about 200 gold, and Pure, he wants to go for more. He actually hits it onto Nicky Cool. Nicky Cool going to be in trouble, turns around with the tag team, but the sounds comes through, so no snowball, no ice shards just yet. And the chase on from Pure. Pure is going to be able to pick up another kill here in this game, 3-0-2.
With the shard of the Slark, any chances of Navi are gone. Because even if he would get the perfect initiation, there is going to be a Depth Shroud protecting whoever it is there. Slark has an Aegis, so he can be aggressive, and if anyone else gets jumped, they're going to be instantly protected by the Depth Shroud. That makes it impossible for Navi to defend even the mid lane. They have a Tiny, but he doesn't have a Blink, and I don't think Sweden Strong is ever going to get it. Again, you know, Sweden Strong Tiny strikes once more and not getting the Blink at the... at a timing that is needed for his team.
Yeah, and like you say, the power spike on the Tiny, if he doesn't have that blink, he's long past the point of being able to just jump in, and maybe on the Rubik, because the Rubik only has 1,000 health. But, you know, being able to jump in, get the Avatar's combo off, and get the blow-up potential coming through here, it's just, it doesn't work. And do you think this might be a sign for Navi to stop picking the position for Tiny? Because it just, every time, like I say, every time we've seen it, it just doesn't seem to work for the team. As Nicky Cool, once again, Exorcism's going to be popped, and he popped Nicky Cool. Global Silence will be there, but Purity says, okay, I'm going to right-click. What? Silence means nothing to me here. Lays can't get himself away. GPK picks up the kill, and they're even going to be able to go. The Exorcism comes out. They might be able to pop this Aegis now onto the Slark, but the Telekinesis onto the Drow Ranger, just bring them right up close here. So Pure, he's got a front row seat to get right clicks coming through onto the Drow Ranger, and Drow at least gets the 4-staff back to the base. But his other teammates not going to be so lucky. Nicky Cool taken down again. That is the dieback coming through, and BetBoom, they're just starting to take over this base.
Yep, they don't need to stop, right? No one is even close to dying. Pure getting close to it a couple of times, but he still has the Depth Shroud, so really his life is not going to be taken. And this game 1 is just over. And GPK, they're waiting for his rampage. Oh man, they're just such nice teammates.
Yeah,
Toronto!
Can he take it?
What? Yeah, because he's like, I'm the one true mid laner, and that is just the nastiest thing I've seen all day.
Well, at least GPK's having a laugh about it. You know, there's no salt, no till over that, as it looks like BetBoom. They're just looking to close out that game. Yeah, he was having fun. You saw him on the webcam there. He was having fun.
Yeah, he thought that right click was gonna get it, but Silencer, he popped the sticks and he survived, and then the Leech Seed got the kill. But
Очередь сил тьмы запрещает героя.
Navi's turn to battle.
Очередь сил тьмы запрещает героя. Осталось 5 секунд. Осталось 5 секунд. Выбирать героя. Осталось 10 секунд. Осталось 5 секунд.
Navi's
Осталось 10 секунд.
Navi's turn to pick.
Очередь сил тьмы выбирать героя.
Welcome back in, everybody, to the second game of this first series between BetBoom and Navi. And in that first game, BetBoom, they set the tone, they set the areas where Navi were even able to farm, and Navi just didn't really have a reply. They got a good couple of kills off onto Toronto, Tokyo, but that was about it. And here in the second game, you know, again, Navi, they need to set a better tempo coming into the second game. You know, we saw that Wallmove did it yesterday. They got aggressive where Afterlife was just left on the timber saw to find his farm. So is that, I mean, you talked about it as well that, you know, Navi, they need to get aggressive, but what do they need to pick around here to be able to do that, to get aggressive onto BetBoom, do you think?
I think their heroes in the previous game were okay, right? Tusk in particular, I think is the one that you should be looking at. I don't know if it's the best analogy, but let's say there are two basketball teams, right? And if the one is much worse than the other, the way that you win is that you rely on a lot of threes, right? You just run. You don't try to create a big long attack. You just come and you shoot for three. And if you have a good day that day, you can actually win the game, right? That's of this one. If I'm Navi, just run towards BetBoom, be the ones that are making moves, and if you perform well enough, if you communicate well enough, you actually might stand a shot. In the later portions of the game, I think when the game slows down, when the game should be slowed, then it's fine. But in the early stages of the game, when everything is all over the place, you need to be faster, or at least on par with the speed of your enemies. Especially if you have a faster lineup, which is what Navi had in the previous game, and they just didn't use it.
Yeah, and even though I expected any more, you know, times coming up for Sweden Strong, because, like I say, every time it's come up, it's just not really looked that impressive.
I think he probably has a lot of success with playing in pubs. You know, in competitive games, sometimes the thing is, I need help, this needs help, this needs help. I would assume that Sweden Strong is a good player on the Tiny, given that it's being picked to him that much. But you need to find a different way to communicate as a team as a whole if you want to make the hero work. So for now, I would probably keep it on the sidelines, but you know, in that game in particular, Tiny was actually a really good pick because he's a rotating hero, and you have a Timbersaw who you can leave alone. So I'm not really hating on the pick, just the way that not really Sweden Strong, but the team in general is using it. But as you mentioned, it really has been looking rather bad for the team overall.
Yeah, so getting into the draft here, we can see that the already BetBoom, they have that Clockwork, they have the Lishrak coming out, Rubik and Tusk here for the start of Navi. The bans on the Broodman of the Train goes Beastmaster, Lycan this time, so Navi having way too much in that first game of the Lycan decide they don't need to see it again in the second game. It can just, it can take a break, it can go away. Meanwhile, on the side of BetBoom, they do again, they take out the Ricky. The Surge goes a little bit later on, those two core heroes that Navi do like to play around. With the Death Prophet, the Zeus, even the Drow Ranger being taken out. Again, Lena is still being left here for either team to pick up, unless I'm, you know, not seeing the ban. But it seems that both teams not really prioritizing that hero at the minute.
BetBoom should pick it now. Like, you see the Undying, you take it for yourself because it would be a good hero for Navi. Navi needs a lot of burst damage to deal with the Lash. Lena is a great combination of a lot of burst and a lot of constant output of damage currently in the meta. So yeah. I think it would actually be a really solid pick for both of the teams right now.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, it goes well as well with the Clockwork being able to just set up with the cogs into, yeah, there it is, it comes out. And it's no surprise with the amount of potential it sets up with the Clockwork in the lane, the kill potential coming through even before the BKBs are up, even before the massive damage items are up. If the clock gets on top of you with the Bash Assault and the cogs, Lena can just burst it down even in the lane.
Yeah, most definitely can do it. It's a very strong combo, and I think out of all the position 5s that I watched personally Toronto Tokyo play, he has been the best on the Clockwork. Right? I think when him and Pure are playing the lane and he's on the Clockwork, that is where he makes the least amount of mistakes, if any, and then the lane looks really good. I think in terms of him understanding how to create space for Pure, he's amazing on all the heroes. But he might not know the limits of them just yet. When you spend your time playing like 500, 600 games on mid heroes, and then suddenly you have to switch to these other ones, you don't really have the feeling in your fingers to what you can get away with. Quite okay with him making a couple of those mistakes, but with the Clockwork, it has felt different.
Navi get the Mars, and I've talked about this in another series. You know, the... Oh, I mean, do you just go for the Timbersaw here if you're BetBoom?
Well... I mean, you could, but I personally have not seen Nightfall play it. Yeah. Because he wants to be a little bit more active. He wants to be this guy that can go smoke early on. Considering you have a Hoodwink, I wouldn't be surprised for something like a Dragon Knight would be pretty solid. Anything that helps you push the towers, that initiates for you, so that the Hoodwink can grab a kill, that can rotate to the Lesh, and other than the Clockwork, have that another form of initiation. That is something that I personally would like to see. On the other hand, though, Navi, they picked up a Mars, which is, I understand it, you're protecting people from the Lena, but you're up against the Clockwork. That is like the hero that the Mars hates playing against. Laning wise, game wise, it's always tough. First of all, he always sees you, so you're not gonna get the easier initiation. But also, if he's inside of the arena, your arena's potential is pretty much halved.
Yeah, being able to come in with the cogs inside the arena. I mean, we did talk about it in the last series where the Mars was picked up against the what was it? It was against the Drow, actually, wasn't it? And it just didn't work because, yeah, there was the Clockwork there. There was Avenge even getting the swaps onto the Lena. I think that's one of the rare series where we saw the Lena lose a game.
In the Eastern European region, Lena hasn't been that successful as it has in the other regions. I think here teams have found a solid way, to deal with it. We saw a Spirit Breaker, we saw the Venge, Drow lineups, Clockworks have been quite good against the heroes. So in Eastern Europe, people have found ways to deal with it overall. The hero still does look pretty powerful and is being banned in a lot of the games, but it seems like Eastern Europe is kind of getting the hang of the hero, though. It might just be that the teams here don't utilize it properly, and that's something that we're gonna have to find out on the major when the Eastern European teams clash against some of the other ones that do prefer it.
Do you not think we'll get a mini patch between the major and Division 1? maybe screw over the Division 2 at the end of Division 1 here. Maybe drop a minor patch, a letter
Very hard.
patch.
That maybe a minor one, but that's just a bug fix and maybe a little bit of tweaking. But I don't think we're gonna be getting a major patch. That it would be weird to drop a patch a day before Division 2 starts or a day before the major starts. That would be very, very surprising. I think if we're getting a patch, it's gonna be after the major.
Yeah, I mean, God, it is going to be the Dragon Knight, but going back to, remember when Valve used to patch mid-events? Like, just in the middle of what would be, a big LAN or a third-party tournament, something like that.
They weren't Valve-sponsored events, to be frank. They usually did it, in some third-party events.
ESL or, Epicenter or something like that. I saw that. Yeah, we'll just drop this massive patch so the teams need to relearn the game in the middle. Sometimes in the middle of a series.
Yeah, I mean, adaptability can be a Dota trait, so why not? Why not try it that way? But the Nature's Prophet was the last pick on the Navi side. I like this. You have the Tusk, you have the Mars, you have the Rubik. These three can go for kills. You're gonna have the Nature's Prophet that is gonna be pushing in the lanes. If Navi play with enough speed, they have a shot in this game. Do I believe in them? Not really. But BetBoom's lineup is slow enough that Navi should be able to play faster Dota. If they, cover in fear and go back into the jungle like they did in the previous game, the result will be exactly the same and the game will look easy for BetBoom. But if they play this one properly, and one thing that I've seen from Nature's Prophet players in Eastern Europe, that they are very, very proficient on the hero. The Hawk started the trend, but now everyone else is playing it on a high level. And VTune, usually he is passive, right, and goes into the jungle. But with the Nature's Prophet, you want to be a bit more aggressive. So I'm hoping that he is going to be helping his team in terms of establishing some vision on the map and thus giving themselves a little bit better of a chance.
Yeah, and you can see, guys, the EGB odds on the screen. And again, if you visit our sponsors over at EGB, they do giveaways every 30 minutes. All you need to do is put a $1 bet on and press the take part button in those giveaways. And again, every 30 minutes you will be entered into a giveaway. So again, visit our sponsors over at EGB to get involved. But looking at this lineup, I'm kind of worried for Navi that the damage potential coming out from Navi, I just don't see it. Like, they have a little bit coming in with it once the Tusk gets the Walrus Punch, and potential right-click damage coming through from that Nature's Prophet. But Lina puts out a lot of magic damage, a lot of right-click damage. The damage that comes through from everything inside his kit. Even the dragon right-click damage coming through in that dragon form. You've got the sharpshooter coming out as well from the Hoodwink. It's just, to me, I'm looking at this BetBoom lineup, and I think if these fights aren't Navi getting a pick and getting out, these elongated fights, these fights that sustain over 30 to 60 seconds, BetBoom, they're always going to come out on top. I don't see how Navi out-damage BetBoom in these fights.
They don't out-damage them in the longer fights, but it's about, again, starting the fight and getting that kill initially and then going for the second one. If you look at heroes of BetBoom, initially they're pretty squishy. Lesh, Hoodwink, and the Lina, all of these heroes can be easily brought down, especially in the early stages of the game before the Bloodstones, the BKBs, and items like that do come out. And that is the timing that Navi have to be gunning for. You need to be pressuring BetBoom. If you're not getting kills, at least BetBoom cannot be farming. And if you go back into the jungle, if you start slowing down the game yourself, you are gonna lose in pretty much the same fashion as earlier, because this is, again, the same thing. You have two heroes, mid laner and the off laner, very good at pushing, and then you have a very, very powerful position one that when Pure joins the fight, let's say with his BKB, is just gonna rip you apart.
Yeah, just watching Nature's Prophet get cute there with his trains as well, trying to get them inside the base. Lays, though, I say will come down onto Lays, but there is still going to be two heroes around here from the side of Navi with Lays as well as Sweden Strong. So at least here, they're going to be able to snatch one of these runes. It is going to be the trade, though, the 2-for-2. It looks like the... yeah, and again, the Nature's Prophet getting really cute with the trains, putting them inside the dire base, forcing these couriers back because they were just outside the fountain. And it's maybe not panic stations, but just having to be aware of where those couriers are, and the tower obviously spotting out those trains. VTune not able to pick up any of the couriers like he wanted to.
I mean, you will always see people just put those careers out because early levels they're so slow, and that
Yeah.
little bit of ground that you cover just away from your fountain, it means something. At least I'm gonna get my tangos faster. But overall, being pushed back, it's not that big of a deal overall. Even if players wouldn't do it, I would say that the percentage of games where something like that is really going to make a difference is super low.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of couriers, Toronto Tokyo, he's going to be able to get the Rubik courier here as well. Just one more right click does take it down. Sweden Strong, it looks like he did get his items out for it first, but Toronto Tokyo 3 seconds away before he's got the bat shield again. Just getting right on top of Sweden Strong, who's looking for these pulls. So again, the body block's coming through. He's trying to juke it around, turns himself around in the river. The spear comes out onto the Lina now as well. Lina, does he want to try and come in with an LSA as the Fade Bolt does fly through? And it looks like Sweden Strong going to get away with just half his health. The right clicks as well. Pure not throwing out that LSA here in the lane. So Sweden Strong, it will connect now as well, but Pure only level 1, so there's no Fiery Soul stacks to stack up the extra attack speed coming through for the Lina. So Sweden Strong again turns around with the Fade Bolt and looking to just get a little bit aggressive here up against the Lina. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you can see that GPK, he's going to be low on life, and we've talked about the Tusk in this lane up against the Lesh, being able to close that gap, get on top of the Lesh early on in the lane. It does offer some kill potential. Speak of kill potential, Sweden Strong gets the kill onto Pure. Not a great start for the Lina in the lane.
What BetBoom did in the top lane and why it ended up being a death now on the Lina is what they wanted to do is they saw that they took a lot of HP away from the Rubik and the Mars. So they, with the Lina, pulled the creeps to connect them close to the enemy tower and just continue applying the pressure, thinking that Navi weren't going to be able to get close to the creeps. But Lina level 1 is just not that powerful, and it is a problem. Clockwork might be, but the Lina isn't. And because they didn't have level 2, level 3 on their heroes, they really couldn't continue with that pressure, and ultimately it ended up in Pure losing his life.
Yeah, and you can see that he's using the LSA just to try and get the stacks up now with the Fiery Soul to get that attack speed and increase the movement speed there as well on Pure. But yeah, to me, the Lina most deadly around the level 3, level 4, when you have a point into the Dragon Slave as well as a second point into the Fiery Soul, to be able to stack up that right-click speed and the damage that the Lina will put out up against probably the Rubik. Because I mean, the Mars at this point, he's already got himself one bracer. Going to go into the phase with Sir as well. So the extra armor coming through here from the Mars, it is going to be trickier to pick him off in this lane, I think.
Of course it will. Still, it is a Clockwork, and once the Clockwork is level 3, the damage output is very strong. And Mars likes to be all close and personal because it's much easier to connect the spear that way, but not really to a Clockwork. So it's really a tough one to deal with overall.
You can see that Save and H2O, they're just being friendly about it. The chase comes out, the Hoodwink moving himself away as the Undyne tries to chase him down. But they're going to be friendly. They're going to throw those high fives. Undyne looking towards those 6 mangoes as well. Nicky Cool in the mid lane now. How's it going for him in terms of last hits? He's keeping it even with the Lesh. Net worth not going to be too far distance here as well. Snowball coming through onto the Lesh as well. Doesn't want to throw those ice shards out just yet, though. And they will come through eventually. Nicky Cool doesn't get the GPK in range for the tower, but he is still going to be able to throw these right clicks out onto the Lesh. And the Lesh going to be forced to use these bottles.
He almost did, though. I mean, in the meta so far, Tusk has been a better laner than the Lesh overall. The only time I've seen Lesh win against the Tusk was when Quinn was playing it, and he is probably the best Lesh player overall. GPK is very good in terms of laning, but overall, if you do everything right with the Tusk and you aren't like super proficient in this matchup altogether, the Tusk should be slightly ahead, or at least even with the Lesh.
Yeah, and looking at the top lane now as well, Lays, he's going to be hit by the LSA. Is there going to be any follow-up? Toronto Tokyo, he's not going to be close enough for the battery, so the right-click damage coming through from Pure. It's not going to be able to get the kill onto the Mars. Mars will walk himself away, which is good for Mars. But Pure, he wants that kill, he wants to get himself back in the game. But this is going to be a really nice, just being able to disrupt in this lane here as the Mars, as Sweden Strong on the Rubik. LSA comes through. Is it going to be enough to take down Sweden Strong? Telekinesis now as well. Pure, he doesn't have the range to get the kill onto Sweden Strong. So Sweden Strong back underneath that tier 1. Completely out of health here, so he has to be careful about being caught out. But again, any disruption coming through up against this Lina is going to be good news for Navi.
All of the reasons why Sweden Strong took that damage is because he wanted the flag bear, and Lina just waited for him right there. So, you know, being a bit greedy there, but understandably so. You usually think with Rubik you're gonna be able to get a melee creep to go your way. Well, not this time around.
Yeah, and Lace, he's already got the boots. He's got those raindrops as well. Toronto, Tokyo looking for that half pull through into the Harpy stack, it looks like, in that small camp. And Lace not going to be able to disrupt just yet. The cogs are down. So that stack will stand. But Lace could come through with the points into the spear and the God's Rebuke and maybe look to potentially farm this stack up. Taken away, but Toronto, Tokyo pinned to the tree there. The Fade Bolt flies through. Toronto, Tokyo now. Do they want to try and turn around Pure? He might be setting up for an LSA. Does he actually hit it? Just on the edge of it, but it will connect onto Lays. Where are those cogs as well? Lays taking a lot of damage coming through from this battery assault, but the spear back, and Lays forces the clockwork away. Not going to be able to get the kill there onto the Mars. And now Sweden Strong, he doesn't have the mana for the Fade Bolt, but the rotation comes through. Toronto, Tokyo, cogs do get dropped. Can he get himself away from this one? No, trapped in the ice shards, and Sweden Strong from a distance, just looking to the damage. And Nicky Cool comes in, Walrus Punch, gets the kill. Toronto, Tokyo starting on the back foot again in this game, like he did in the first game on the tree.
But at least it took a task rotation to get towards him, you know. So BetBoom, they are being quite aggressive on the top lane. Mars is very, very well known for doing well in the lane, especially when you have a Rubik. Ever since the Mars got introduced into the game, man, that was such a long time ago now. But one of his best laning partners has been the Rubik, and Pure now is in trouble. Okay, Navi are playing the aggressive game. They are playing the fast game.
Yeah, immediately, as soon as Pure steps too far up, the clockwork's not there. V-Tune gets the TP in, and you can teleport right back down to the bottom lane if he needs to. Really good ward here as well in the Radiant jungle that's just being, you know, shown off here. That spots out that Alesh was moving towards that bottom Radiant jungle. They know that Pure was being left alone. No rotation coming through from GPK, and it looks like V-Tune moving out of the lane, just giving some space over to the Undyne in this bottom lane, but he wants to put the pressure onto this top tier 1 tower.
And that's the difference between the Drow and the Nature's Prophet. When the Nature's Prophet feels like leaving the lane would be nice, he can apply pressure on the map quite easily, even get a kill. Where the Drow Ranger moves away, unless you're heavily winning a lane and you TP there, you're not really gonna help too much, and you definitely won't be able to surprise someone with the kill. So beautifully done by V-Tune. He gets this tower, and that's before the Dragon Knight applies any pressure to his tower. So if Navi wants, they can still defend the bottom lane with the V-Tune.
Yeah, Nightfall is level 6, so he will be popping that Dragon Form as well onto the bottom tier 1, but it looks like they might try and go on to save it. Save the Snow. It's going to be coming in now as well. Walrus Punch comes out, and Nicky Cool getting himself a second kill of the game. Really nicely done.
V-Tune is hot on top.
Yeah, did they have enough to take him down, though? It looks like they're not going to be able to. Mars with the spear again onto Toronto, Tokyo, forcing that battery assault away, and the Nature's Prophet will be able to move off. And it looks like the Dragon Form for the Dragon Knight on the bottom lane, not super effective here. And Dyne still be able to come in with the Decay stacks onto Nightfall, and Nightfall not really being able to do much damage for this tier 1 tower on the bottom lane.
I like that V-Tune got a Midas. Sometimes people think, okay, Midas, this means that he's just going to be farming. No, this means that he's going to be coming into fights, and he's not going to be hitting the creeps so much, so he needs a way to be able to keep up in farm or keep ahead in farm with the Nature's Prophet, which is very important. Plus, this hero benefits a lot from the added attack speed. So I like that he went for the Midas. To me, it shows that V-Tune is not going to be spending a lot of time in the jungle. Rather, he's going to be everywhere on the map. And then if things start to if he can't really get all of the farm because he's always fighting, he's at least going to have the Midas every minute and a half to give him the extra gold.
Yeah, and you can see that top lane, Lays, he wants to get aggressive here. Pure being pushed all the way back to the tier 2. Lays, does he get that gap close? He's got the phase boots, but Pure is just close enough to that tier 2 tower that the Mars doesn't want to come in onto the Lina. But Navi, they are setting the tone in this game. The bottom lane now as well. There's going to be the dive onto the Undyne. Do they have enough to get the kill? They will be able to. Split Earth comes out here from the Lesh. He sets up, and with the Diabolic Edict coming through, they're going to be able to take this tier 1 tower, but pretty much undefended here from the side of Navi. They're happy enough to give this tower away.
Yeah, they understand that it's very hard to kill the DK, but it's easier to kill the Lina. That's why they're going for Pure.
Yeah, even V-Tune going to be TPing into this. Pure. Can he get himself away? The Sprout comes out. Laguna Blade's going to be used. But V-Tune, he gets the kill onto Pure. And Toronto, Tokyo, well, he gets out with his life, but he has to watch his position 1 go down there. And really nice, again, really nice rotation in from V-Tune to help out his team, but it looked like Lays as well as Sweden Strong had the damage to get the kill onto the Lina, and Lina no way to get away from that once the arena was up.
BetBoom understands it's hard for them to make plays until their supports are level 6. So that's why they're giving lanes to both Save and enter onto Tokyo. By allowing them to be more aggressive, it's gonna be easier for the Lina to find the farm, because Lina is, again, a very squishy hero. You need to be able to farm the jungle at this point. Maelstrom, BKB, only then will Pure be ready to go in. And the supports without their level 6s, the Hoodwink and the Clock, really aren't as useful on the map.
Yeah, and we'll see how... I mean, it looks like GPK, at least, he doesn't want to give away this tier 1 tower in the mid. Even with the Catapult coming in, Navi not going to be able to put the pressure on here. GPK just being able to farm up with the Pulse Nova, do that damage and take that away, going towards the Bloodstone. So it is going to be the standard Lash build coming out here for GPK. No changes. As the Catapult on the bottom wave, it looks like Nicky Cool, he might just want to clean this up. A little bit of a pressure being applied to this Navi bottom tower, but you can see the Dragon Knight in the jungle. He's not looking to overly aggress onto the tower, not using that Dragon form. Meanwhile, VTune, he is finding these stacks on the Ancients with his Treants, be able to farm up this triangle, get himself a decent amount of farm, is sitting top of the net worth, looking towards that Maelstrom here as well. Blaze maybe looking to get aggressive. Is he looking towards what's on his career? Nothing on the career just yet, so no blink dagger to come out, but there is going to be the smoke.
I think they want blinks. That's just it for Navi. You want blinks. You won't be able to jump. You need to kill Pure over and over again before he finishes his BKB, and it's a long time until he...
Yep, Ice Shards connects. He's underneath the tier 2 tower. Any TP is going to come in onto this, but the Ice Shards into the spear. Going to be there to get the kill onto Pure. The Dragon Knight, he just cancels that TP. Knows it's going to be completely useless there. Pure is already dead.
Toronto Tokyo finally has his hook shot, but they saw him on the top lane, so that's why Navi are trying to make something happen in the mid. BetBoom, they're good. They've been doing good in terms of defending their towers, but they haven't been doing good in terms of applying pressure to the enemy's towers and protecting Pure, and that is a problem. I think that Navi have found a way to get into the later portions of the game and eventually win it later on, and that is just continue killing Pure.
Well, they're going to be able to get a really nice bushwhack off onto 2 heroes as well. With a sharpshooter coming through, Sadie gets the kill onto Nicky Cool. And Sweden Strong, he was trying to turn the Pulse Nova of his own round onto the side of BetBoom, but they do get the cleanup onto the Rubik here. And Nightfall now in this Dragon form gets a little bit onto the tier 1 tower. Should be able to apply even more with the Breathe Fire. Yeah, just going to be coming in here. Creep Wave pushing in as well. So he's going to get some aggression here onto this tier 1 tower in the mid lane, but probably, again, not enough to take it down.
The side of Navi, they tried to apply pressure, but they didn't get enough farm on their Tusk and on their Mars. And while they were getting a couple of kills on Pure, Nightfall was just farming all this time. The supports were farming, and now the timing is finally hit. So BetBoom with the Blink Dagger on the DK, with the hook shot, and with the Sharpshooter, now they can finally make plays. So Navi, they cannot just so leisurely, like la-di-da, just move towards a part in the map, because you're gonna get stunned up and you're gonna die. And you really have to be afraid of this Dragon Knight, because it looks like Nightfall currently, he is the strongest hero on the map, like no contest.
Yeah, going towards that BKB as well, so it's going to be a lot harder to control and once that comes out. And I spoke about it yesterday, well, not at length, but the Nightfall, he's looking so good with his positioning when he does prioritize the team fights over objectives as well. He has the least deaths on the side of BetBoom, or at least he did before that 70-minute game. I'm not sure how that fell after that, but Nightfall at the minute, he's quietly having a really good season in this off lane. Really impressed me so far in the DPC.
Yeah. He has definitely learned a lot in EG, and now he has come back to his region to just show the fruits of his labor, and it's looking really amazing. Navi, they're going for smokes. They need this mid lane tower to fall. The map needs to open even more, or they're gonna allow this Lina to get back into the game, get the BKB timing, and then you're done for if you don't have the good enough lead.
Yeah, Mars did go for the Falcon's Blade before, straight into that blink here. Laze steps up, the arena comes out. There's going to be the spear to the tree as well. He's got that Bloodstone. Is it going to be able to keep him alive, though? He looks like he's still going to be taken down. Nicky Cool, he gets the kill, but the Bushwhack's going to be there. Laguna Blade comes out on H2O. H2O trying to run himself away. The hook shot. He gets himself in close onto Nicky Cool. Now,
backing a punch.
The wall rush punch together. They have these cogs. And yeah, you can see that Pure, he's cleaning up, gets himself the double kill before he goes down. And now they can chase even further the Bushwhack onto the Rubik. The chase is out. The damage with the Dragon Tail. And Rubik, he's going to be taken down. So they do take down 2 cores on the side of BetBoom, but Navi, they just get a punch to the mouth and it disrupts their plans. The BetBoom, they turn it around, they take down 4.
Pure is so good. He understood. The entirety of BetBoom understood what the plan from Navi was. Take this tower down, and even if you would lose more heroes in this one, which did not happen, you would be okay if the tower lives. And that's what BetBoom were gunning for. That's what they want, and that's how they create their space for this Lina to get the BKB. You could see Pure like, oh, he has 2-5 on the Lina, he's not having a good game. Actually, he is, because considering the state of the map currently, he is gonna have the time before his team gets overrun to get that BKB and be able to connect into fights. Finding an impact in the game as a carry Lina, it's not easy, but Pure made it happen there in the previous fight.
Yeah, and you can see that the win probability going down 71% in favor here of BetBoom. So Navi, even though they had a great start, they were looking for those rotations, got a good couple of picks onto the Lina. Well, a good few picks onto the Lina. It still looks like, you know, Gaben's just like, BetBoom, they still got this. And now the chase on Nightfall, he couldn't close the gap. The Bushwhack won't connect onto Laze here as well. So Laze at least will be able to get himself away from the danger, but potential setup and BetBoom, they're getting pretty cheeky now, you know, with those dives behind the tier 2 tower. They've got the confidence, they're looking for those ganks.
Navi need to punish those either by immediately TPing and killing that Dragonite. That should be your main priority before he gets the BKB. Or, on the other hand, I really don't like Nicky Cool there. He could have jumped the Clockwork. You saw 2 heroes behind your tier 2s. You definitely could have killed the Clockwork. There wouldn't be enough heroes on the side of BetBoom to assist him, but they just hesitated for a second. And those kind of hesitative approaches to the game is what's definitely costing them. BetBoom, they can get away with plays like this, especially unsuccessful ones.
Yeah, and you can see the smoke comes up from Navi, but it's all it's really going to get is any D-wards. Nightfall already TP'd himself up to the top lane. He's away. He was away from the gank potential coming through, and Navi, the grouping up like you talked about, they want to get aggressive here in Navi, but it just seems like BetBoom, they're hitting that time and they're hitting the points where the heroes are pretty tanky, pretty sustainable with things like the Bloodstone coming out for the Lash, and it's so hard now to get the kills on these heroes.
Oh man, if I was Navi, I'd start feeling the pressure now. BKB on the DK, almost done. Lina, same as well. The Lesh, he's a little bit further away, but it doesn't matter. If just one of them has the BKB, it's very hard for Navi, because their Blink instant initiation, it is there, but you can always react to the Blink Walrus Punch. It's not impossible to do so. So I'm looking at these BetBoom heroes, and very soon they're just gonna stop dying.
They're going to try and make the jump. They do get the kill on to save. The ward, not enough there. I mean, he would have had the vision, but I guess just, again, playing that body block against so that Leshrac could get him, you know, buy the time for GPK to get himself away from the incoming gank.
The way BetBoom are itemizing right now is to survive. They know their heroes naturally do enough damage, right?
Yeah.
Toronto Tokyo will get a 4-staff, Hoodwink will get a blink, and the cores will get BKBs. And then it's gonna be much easier for you to stand your ground in a fight, for the supports to move around the fight while their cores are standing ground. And then Navi are gonna have a very, very tough time winning these fights, especially because this mid lane tower still hasn't been taken down. And if these BKBs come out, the question is if Navi will ever get it down in this game.
Yeah, and that's the BKB flying in for it. It looks like both the Dragon Knight as well as the Lina. So
Yep.
perfect timing now for BetBoom to set up for a potential fight. If they want to look for a rotation, look for a gank on somebody. 3 heroes in the mid lane there as well, onto this tier 1 tower. So smoke coming out from Navi, but they don't know these BKBs are up. Perfectly timed here for BetBoom. So let's see how Navi, how are they going to try and deal with these? Are they going to be able to find anyone out in the first place? Because it looks like BetBoom, again, like you've talked about in the draft, just playing away, not giving Navi the opportunity to come in for these ganks and taking the fights on their terms. So Navi, they are looking for this rotation, but who are they going to find?
BetBoom were able to slow down the game, but Navi, now they want to increase the pace yet again. Lesh is the better target.
This is the dive through. Can they get themselves on top of GPK? It looks like GPK, the arena comes through, and not going to be able to sustain with the Bloodstone this time. And the Dragon Knight, he'd already popped that Dragon form, just flies himself away, flaps his wings back to safety. And you can see that with all 5 heroes from the side of Navi grouped up, they should be able to take this tier 1 tower on the bottom lane.
Yep. If you are having issues taking the mid lane tower down, use the speed, use the ability of you to control the side lanes to make it happen. Again, this is the type of game. BetBoom are not as mobile as Navi, so BetBoom, understandably, they would want to fight around the mid lane, whereas Navi, their ability to storm down the side lanes is much better. So that's where they would prefer to go for fights now, especially now when BetBoom are getting their BKBs, and they're definitely stronger in a 5 versus 5, a straight up one.
Yeah, Sweden strong. Oh, the hook misses. Sweden strong. Oh, gonna be able to get himself away from that one. Point blank hooks as well. So Sweden strong, just like, you know what, that is tip worthy. It was a nice try, you know, commending the opponent there. No malicious intent with that tip whatsoever.
Yep. Yesterday, when BetBoom won a 70-minute game, I think Nightfall wrote in the chat, GG easy.
Easy, yeah.
But yeah, but kind of, I don't know. People took it as toxic. I kind of took it as fun banter between friends because it obviously wasn't an easy game, right?
Yeah.
And they already had some fun banter between them in the previous game. So I'm hoping, maybe I'm naive, but I'm hoping that it was like the best of intentions, just to have fun.
Yeah, and you can see again on the screen, guys, as it looks like Toronto Tokyo setting up for his own doom. The Navi have a 5-1 on the EGB odds, but the fight breaking out. The BKB comes up from Pure, so he's going to be able to deal with the spear coming through. Can he take down? Well, there's going to be the sharpshooter as well, but Undying not dead just yet. The Mars Tombstone has been dropped. I think the arena was just delaying the damage onto the Tombstone. Yeah, now Pure, his BKB's worn off. The Laguna Blade was stolen. V-Tune, he gets the kill onto Pure. They take down Save. Nightfall has to pop the BKB of his own. Trying to get himself away. He just walked himself into Ice Shards, and now the Sprout comes
He's
out.
gone.
Nightfall. He's just going to be cleaned up. Yeah, the BKB going to be wearing off, and H2O, he gets the kill. Really nice position there from Navi, and they can just march themselves now into the Roche pit to find this kill onto Roshan, while these three heroes on the side of BetBoom are going to be down and dead.
A fight where you could run circles around BetBoom. That's what you were gunning for. BetBoom, they had their BKBs and they felt confident that they can't lose fight, but that wasn't really a fight. That was Navi just poking until you have nothing left and then finishing you off. And it all happened because Lathe put such a great arena down, even though I disagree the way the Tombstone wasn't getting attacked, because it was definitely inside of the arena. Yeah. It was in, right? But and now you can just continue going forward for more. Save is dead again.
Yeah, and the, Toronto Tokyo cancels that TP. It would have been just suicidal to come into this mid lane with 4 or 5 heroes around. You're TPing, you see Safe die, so immediately just cancels off that TP. And all of a sudden now, Navi in the driver's seat in this match.
Yep, BetBoom, they need GPK in fights because he's their burst damage that doesn't care about the arena. But for that, now he has the BKB, so he's safe in terms of living. But he cannot get into the fight fast enough. That's why he's probably going to be needing a blink. I'm very curious to see if that's what GPK is going to go for. I think it's something that BetBoom needs if they are to take these side lane fights that they're being forced into. Let's make it clear. Navi, they're not allowing anything else to happen, right? That is where they want to fight, and they're in control because they have a Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, and you can see that they are grouping up again to apply pressure to another tower now. The tier 2 tower in the top lane just being taken down. B-Tune, he's just going to stand with the right clicks. Look at him as well, going over to the Skadi. So this is going to be harder now for the sustain of GPK, even with that Bloodstone in these fights. He might be able to make the jump onto Mars. Lays, there is going to be Dragon's Tail coming through. Was that extra setup though? They're looking for the hook coming through for Toronto Tokyo underneath the tower. The cogs get dropped. And the LSA, they get the kill onto B-Tune now as well with the Laguna Blade. No. Soul Rip, they have that sustain, and the Laguna Blade still there onto Sweden Strong. Now gets to split Earth, but a lot of damage. They get the kill on Toronto Tokyo. Really nice dive. That could have been the Aegis if they'd have had a little bit more damage onto V-Tune, because he TP'd right underneath the LSA. Perfect timing there. Well, not perfect timing for V-Tune, but perfect timing on the LSA for the stun onto the Nature's Prophet.
I mean, perfect spell usage coming out from BetBoom overall. The stun, the follow-up, hookshot, then the cog back. Everything was used quite nicely there by the side of BetBoom. The Mars never getting a chance to get anything off, and then you get a kill. That Nature's Prophet would have just been great if they took him down, but V-Tune, he had so many stats, and now he has even more. Skadi against 3 effectively ranged heroes. Dragonite, when he doesn't have his form, he's really not that powerful of a hero, and when he has it now, he's gonna have to be dealing with the Skadi.
Yeah, and it's just, again, Navi, even after losing the Mars, they lost it on their side of the map, but there was no creeps to push in. And, you know, BetBoom, they looked for the disengage, you know, they didn't want to fight even further into Navi. The Split Earth coming out, Sweden Strong as well, being able to take these Laguna Blades. They're just absolutely perfect with this Rubik so far.
Smoke.
Oh, GPK though, he pops that BKB. Did they have the damage? The arena comes through, but it's going to be 2 BKBs. Mars could be in a little bit of trouble with the snowball though. They get the dive onto Save. Save trying to do what he can with the sharpshooter, but the BKBs for Lays as well as Nicky Cool. But they get
gone.
Pure, he's just dead. He gets caught out. The Split Earth comes out from the Rubik, and they have enough to take him down. And now Toronto Tokyo, the telekinesis, it's going to be there though. The bushwhack onto the Nature's Prophet, still going to be able to get the kill onto the Clockwork.
2 timings in this game was missed. The first one was Navi before BetBoom get their BKBs, but the second, the more important the more important timing that was missed by BetBoom is when they got their BKBs. 2 9-second BKBs were used on the top lane and they lost the fight. GPK, he didn't go for a blink in this game. He went for the boots of travel, trying to, you know, mimic the movements of the Nature's Prophet and alleviate the pressure. But considering that they're the ones losing towers, these boots of travel, the question is how much can he really make use of them?
Yeah, oh, Nightfall on the bottom lane as well. He needs to go for that TP away. The blink, the Warriors punch, Snowball is going to cancel it off. This is going to be
gone.
death onto Nightfall. He can't get himself away from this. B-Tune, he pops that Sprout. Nightfall, he doesn't have the BKB for 25 seconds, even if he wanted it to. No TP to get himself out. Nightfall, 3 heroes stacking around for this. 5-5. And the right clicks B-Tune, he does get the kill onto the Dragon Knight. So maybe again a little bit of a caster's curse as V-Tune immediately onto GPK. Look at this, so they get the pushback off onto the Mars. The Mars doesn't have that BKB for 10 seconds or so, so they do get the kill. And now the chase down onto the Nature's Prophet. That split Earth, the hook shot, it connects! It was onto the creep, but it connects the stun onto V-Tune. V-Tune, he's not going to be able to get himself out, even with the Aegis here.
BKB TP?
Yeah, he has to go for this. Do we have the timing on this, on the stuns?
Lena's there.
He's popping the BKB, he's trying to get himself away. They don't have the damage to take him down, but the Aegis will be popped.
He had BKB in 2 seconds and teleport in 5, and that was just enough. You know, there's cogs waiting for you, but you're spamming the BKB, you get it out in pure. He's a Lina, so without the procs of the Maelstrom, the damage output just isn't that high. But still, that was dangerous for Navi, and the BKB of the Nature's Prophet is getting low as well. And BetBoom, they have better vision overall in terms of starting fights. So
yep.
It's not a done deal for Navi, even though they are playing a good game. But BetBoom, now they see that they have the edge, and if they start getting more kills at this point, it's gonna be awesome for them. But unfortunately, they don't find a single one.
No, and you can see that Lina, with a double damage unit, actually going to go towards the Dragonlance, have that extra attack range coming out before. You know, at this point, I would be expecting the Linas to be going towards something like a Satanic for the extra sustain. But yeah, Pure at the minute, he just wants the extra attack speed, you know, the extra attack range coming out from that Dragonlance. Maybe straight into the Hurricane Pike as well, yeah.
Yep, the level 20 for the Nature's Prophet is nearing, and without that, you're in so much trouble.
Oh, Nicky cool, so cool with that snowball there, keeping Sweet and Strong away from the Breathe Fire, away from the Sharpshooter, and Sweet and Strong, he's got to give thanks over to Nicky Cooler for saving his life.
But they get the vision down. That was the main part of that move, and you can see that BetBoom, they don't want anything to do with this part of the map any longer. One good thing to say BetBoom have been doing amazingly well is understanding when to buy a gem. When they're doing well, when they're losing, it doesn't matter. They understand the importance of vision in some parts of the game, and in this part of the game, it's so important. Toronto Tokyo is just trying to find the last ward of Navi. The aggressive vision from Navi is the main reason why earlier the BetBoom smoke didn't work, because when you have vision that deep in and you see BetBoom just not appearing on any of it, you know that they're making a play.
Yeah, Pure did find himself an Elven Tunic, which is going to be nice on the evasion from that, the attack speed there as well, onto this Lina. And especially when a lot of the damage coming out from, or all of the damage coming out from V-Tune is going to be right-click damage. And it's just going to be one of those items that just gives him a little bit of an extra boost, but how well it's going to perform the fights. You can see as well, GPK, he's still looking for the farm. He's looking towards that Shivas. He needs that extra armor just because of the right-click potential on the side of Navi being so strong that Lesh, he's being burst down so quickly in every single fight.
Mars is going for a hex. Lays, he sees that these guys on BetBoom, they're just sick, and you cannot hit them with a Blinking Spear. They're too good. Every single time they're responding. I'm looking at Pure, I'm looking at GPK, and towards Nightfall, and you just cannot connect with it. So they need another form of initiation. Considering that Sweden Strong doesn't have an Ether Lens or a Blink just yet, you need to be the one making it happen. So Lays, he is going to have that perfect initiation if he can farm the money.
It looks like Navi, they want to make another move through the jungle now as well. And, well, they're making sure, they're looking for this vision, making sure it's being dewarded. But V-Tune, he's still in the dire side of the map. He's looking towards that Silver Edge. He wants that break over onto, I guess, the Lina, onto the Dragon Knight there as well to take away. Who would you prioritize with that? Would you take away the Dragon Split from the Dragon's Knight?
The Dragon's Blood is good, but the thing is, the Silver Edge is just a great item for the Nature's Prophet. You want some positioning tool, and you want the crit, and that's why you're going for a Silver Edge rather than for the break.
Yeah. He's going to have it now. Yeah, completely buys out for it. So, Nature's Prophet, look at the difference between net worth of the two carries. It's about 7,000. I mean, the net worth between the two teams is only 1k.
He has no buyback, whereas the Lina does have one, and the outpost was taken back by BetBoom. Navi, they need a convincing fight, because around this outpost, if the TPs come through, if the buybacks and TPs come through and you win a fight, then the Roche will go towards BetBoom. So risky and aggressive move from Navi, but you know, you're gunning for the win. You're not going to be playing defensively.
Yeah, the Silver Edge might be the big item in these fights that just tips it in the balance of Navi. So he's going to be fine with taking it up. Both sides going to be swapping parts of the map here. Roshan is back up as well. So worthy looking. You can see that Vichun, he's TPing into the trees. He's just looking to scout out. He's got himself the Arcane Rune here now as well. So he's got the extra cooldown, the extra mana cost. So he can throw out these the TPs to look to scout just a little bit more often here with the Arcane Rune. And okay, Pure is going to TP back. This might be a really nice opening for the side of Navi. If they see him on the map, which we are going to see Pure because he's looking to get the D push off. The pings, they're coming towards the Roche pit now as well. How do BetBoom, do they want to try and contest into this? And Navi, how are they going to be moving into the pit in the first place?
A lot of push of lanes like this from BetBoom needs to be well coordinated, because you know that the enemies are going to be coming for you.
Oh, look at this as well. Toronto, Tokyo, again. They're looking to group up on the Radiant side of the map. They're looking to play around this Roche pit on the side of BetBoom. Well, meanwhile, Navi, they're looking to take that outpost back. And if they keep this outpost, if the fight does break out, there's nothing for BetBoom to get back in close to.
Yeah, they have nothing, literally. Navi, they're taking this slowly, and now they will force BetBoom to come back from the top lane. That is a very nice move coming out from Navi. BetBoom, they're in a position right now where they don't know if they should engage. It feels really bad, and once they TP to the top lane, that is when you let go of the Roche.
Yeah, and I mean the Dragon Form is going to be down for the next 40 seconds here now as well. So it looks like if Navi were going to go, I mean, it might just go for a smoke into a fight. They're going to be seen
under a ward.
on an observer ward. Yeah, if a smoke comes out now, or even the rotation, this might just be enough time for BetBoom to get in. The hook shot comes through.
Ward.
They're going to be able to get on top of the Tusk hexed up now as well. The damage coming through. He's separated from the rest of the team. Vichun, he's trying to do his best to get the TP and do the damage. Nicky Cool with the BKB. The arena.
They didn't manage to kill him.
The LSA, they don't have enough damage to take him down just yet. Snowball. Vichun, he gets the kill onto Toronto, Tokyo. Pure. He's just being right-clicked down as well. They get the cleanup onto the Lina, and the Lina bought out. No buyback available here for him, and the chase is on for the rest of the side of BetBoom. Can they get themselves into a safe position?
Zombies are coming.
But even if they do, going to be chased down. Bushwhack onto the Mars. Nightfall, what can he do? Pops that BKB. He's already used that Hex. He's going to be on cooldown. Sweden Strong taking a lot of damage, but GPK, his BKB on cooldown, and the right clicks from Vichun. He just absolutely cleans him up. And now, well, the Bushwhack, he doesn't come through, but the Dragon Tail will be there. Takes down the Undying Vichun, trying to get himself away, but the hook
is in trouble.
is recooled down now. Vichun, can he get himself out of this? He absolutely cannot. The damage, though, is it going to be enough? It will be. They even get the kill onto Nicky Cool. And they can go onto Laze as well. Laze, that was looking so good for Navi.
Buyback's ready on Navi, though.
A little bit too far. Laze, Bushwhack, it connects. They're going to be able to get the cleanup onto the Mars.
Oh, I'm actually surprised that Navi didn't buy back there to come back into the fight, but it was Nightfall in this fight. He didn't use the BKB until later on down there. He saw, very nicely done from BetBoom. They don't just immediately, all of them pop their BKBs and run into the arena. They go around the fight. They see what Navi are trying to do. After the doesn't die initially, you still have to have something to fall back on, and it was Nightfall. This guy used to be a carry player, and now he's carrying his team once again, does most of the damage in that fight. There is a Lesh and the Lina, and it is Nightfall that comes out ahead. Obviously, he was the one that stayed alive for the longest of times, and now it's Roche time. You take back the outpost. Navi, if you would buy back now, it would be too late.
Yeah, you can look at the amount of damage coming through from Pure. He went straight into the Hurricane Pike. Going into a Silver Edge himself, but look at the attack speed coming through onto Roshan. Like you say, even if they bought back now, Navi just not going to be able to get in to contest this. And this is going to be a really nice... And again, that last fight, it just felt... I mean, Navi were winning that. Navi absolutely won that fight. And then BetBoom re-engaged. Clockwork right back in. He got the hookshot back off cooldown, and it just felt like Navi, they hung around a little bit too long, went a little bit too greedy, and all of a sudden the fight flips in favor of BetBoom.
Yep, BetBoom were the ones that actually found the right initiation there. They had that perfect ward in the mid lane, and that's the reason why they got such a great initiation. But despite that, the Tusk didn't die. The second that the Tusk didn't die, you knew it was a bad fight. And then they were contemplating ways to come back onto their own vision. In the end, they managed to do it. It was without Pure, but it was with Nightfall and with the GPK being alive. And then they out-sustained Navi, and with just one buyback, they turned it around. But as I mentioned, Navi, considering they started winning that fight, I think multiple buybacks would have been nice. You clean up that fight. BetBoom don't have buybacks. You take the Roche. You know that the outpost is in your favor, and then you are the ones that are controlling the game for the next 5 minutes. Now it's actually going to be BetBoom and Pure. You killed him once easily, but now you're going to have to do it twice.
Yeah, and now they've got the tier 2 towers, so BetBoom taking a little bit more map control. Nightfall still using the ultimate to get some farm through, to farm up quicker. He's got the level 3 onto that. Actually going to be going towards a refresher and not an Aghanim Scepter that I thought he might be going towards on this Dragon Knight.
Well, interesting. I guess you want that long initiation. If you can find the Tusk and kill him. I'm not sure about the build on Nightfall overall, just because you're up against the Tusk. But if you are initiating on the Tusk, then it's amazing. So we'll see if they actually manage to make that happen.
Look at this now as well. They're going to be able to get engaged onto H2O. H2O, they were trying to take back the outpost, Toronto, Tokyo, skirts of the way. And H2O just like, oh, I'm sorry for trying to take your outpost. I apologize. And he pays with his life for it.
The more the time passes, the easier it is for BetBoom to deal with the split push potential of Navi. There's going to be an Aghanim Scepter in Toronto, Tokyo, so there's going to be rockets flying everywhere. You have this Boots of Travel on the Lesh. Now he has the Blink as well, so he's going to be able to initiate. And you have multiple ways of initiation. Dragonite, Blink Hex, Dragonite, Blink Stun, Lesh, Blink Stun, and of course the Clockwork. So it is now much tougher for Navi to just go around the map that aggressively. And they found the Tusk.
Yeah, but he's got the full stuff down to the low ground. Sharpshooter still comes in, but he's going to be away. He's going to be fine. As yeah, Navi now back on the back foot, but at least okay, VTune, he has that Satanic. He's bought up now. We're going to see Lace. He's got himself a Heaven's Halberd as well. Going to be really nice if he can get on top of the Lina before the BKB comes out. Get that Heaven's Halberd off. Stop the damage coming through from the right clicks of Pure.
So how many 4-staffs are there on the side of BetBoom? 2. Okay, that should be enough. And it pretty much is the 2 heroes that are afraid of the Sprout. I think GPK is going to be so deep in the enemy phase that he doesn't care about it. And Dragonite is the one initiating. So you just don't want the Lina and the Clockwork unable to move. And they can use those on themselves. So I'm okay with it. Though I did expect the Hoodwink to maybe get it there somewhere there. Just to have the extra one in case you get caught off guard.
Yeah. I mean, Save, as much as he has been caught out in this match, he's done a really good job of using the Sharpshooter to get over the eye shots. You know, he knows the limits of this hero, it seems like. You know, he is playing it to a really good level. That he knows where he can get that Sharpshooter off just to get out of danger, and where he needs to use it to, you know, maybe get a little bit more of an advantage in these fights.
They want to catch VTune on the bottom lane. Let's see if he's going to be going for that one. He's going to see the Dragonite. He is did they see the fireball on the bottom lane? If they were paying attention, they should be able to, but no pings coming out. So Navi, they don't know VTune. He could still TP to the bottom lane. Not going to be happy.
Yeah, not sure where everyone else is on the side of BetBoom, so they don't he doesn't go out solo, because if he does get caught out, it's an absolute death sentence here for VTune. And he's playing it sensibly. He's got himself the Trickster's Cloak as well, whether he wants to keep that or not. Gonna keep the Mindbreaker, it seems, going towards the Melania for extra damage, the extra attack speed. Being able to drop the I forget what it's called, the lightning shield, whatever it is. You know, I'll drop in Nicky Cool as well, because Nicky Cool wants to be in the middle of fights, even maybe Laze, because he's going to be the initiation tool here from the side of Navi. So being able to proc that off the Mars, it's going to be really nice for VTune just to be able to pick up.
And he also found the Witchbane, which is amazing in terms of damage against both the Lina and the Lesh. Oh, I have to scratch my previous opinion. I really like what DK went for with his item build. And with him having more opportunities to initiate, Navi are just feeling so scared because of the amount of lockdown he can do. And then VTune, he cannot go for these split pushes. Because what's it going to be? 6.5 seconds that you're stunned if he gets on top of you? That's long enough for the Clockwork to TP in anywhere and just catch you with the hook shot, so no TP out for you. So this is actually working out quite well. You can see how afraid VTune is just because of it.
Yeah, and Lina, that Aegis will be reclaimed, so Navi were able to wait that one out without any major aggression coming through from the side of BetBoom. But Lina starting to catch, I can't even say catch, but actually still about 5k behind VTune. What is it? He's got an ultimate orb just queued up, but nothing else.
Yeah.
No, on Pure, sorry.
Pure. Oh, okay. So, okay. He wants
Skadi. Okay. Yeah, he just had the one ultimate orb. He wasn't going for any other items. I was just like, what?
No reason for a Lincolns. No reason for a Lincolns on the on the Lina. Maybe you could see a Gleipnir, Mjolnir, but yeah, something else does make sense. He has a DD on the Lina, so you have to be very careful how you approach this fight. If you're BetBoom, if this Lina doesn't die, he's gonna destroy you.
Oh, they might be able to get the jump out though now as well. The LSA was stolen. They're gonna be able to go into Toronto, Tokyo. The arena comes out and they get onto Pure. And again, Pure, he didn't get that BKB up, but now the Laguna Blade comes through. Rips through Lays. Nicky Cool, can he get himself away? The Hex is going to be there after the BKB. Really good engagement coming through from Navi, but they just couldn't do the damage in time to take down Pure. He turns around, he rips apart the Mars. They get the kill onto Nicky Cool there as well, and that was Navi's engagement. Michu, though, trying to do what he can with the right click. Going in. The BKB, he gets a kill onto Pure, and now the telekinesis Nightfall. Can he get himself away? He has that BKB after the refresher, trying to keep it maybe for the second Dragonfall, but it's going to cost him his life.
Overly aggressive, and they get punished this game. In particular, BetBoom, they're not going to be timid as in the previous one when they're just looking at BetBoom and not engaging. Just go on them. Just try to punish them. They're going to be able to do it. And Save has been found as well. Okay, that's a really nice blink coming out of him. Should be able to get out of this one.
Yeah, he's got himself the... Oh, he's got the jump. He needs to keep himself up. What are you doing, Save? Just run. Run for your life.
Cowardly move. There's going to be level 25 on the Nature's Prophet. That changes things. That really does change things.
It's a sensible move. It's not cowardly. It's a sensible move.
You say so? That's what a coward would say anyways. But still, level 25 on the Nature's Prophet is something that changes the game quite a lot, because you can move around the map with such speed that you're not going to be caught. Just leave the treants at one side of the map, leave the treants at the other side of the map, and that's going to be enough. And that's going to allow Navi now to have a lot more openings on the map. So despite this 13k gold lead, Navi now have a tool to prepare a really good fight for them, even without BetBoom just stepping up like this.
Yeah, and the push coming out as well from that Nature's Wrath is just to apply the pressure onto BetBoom. It looks like going back towards the Hex as well. And why do you need boots when you can teleport? Yeah, just get rid of the boots, buy yourself a Hex, and get even more control coming out in these fights.
And he needs his courier to come back so he can finish that Mjolnir. It really looks weird when he's just having Hyperstone in his backpack, which would actually be a very valuable item for him. Also, you know, there might be some people that might not know, but Nature's Prophet level 25, you don't have a cooldown on your TP, and Nightfall in so much trouble. He's dead.
Yeah, he's straight up dead. 83 seconds. He doesn't have a buyback onto this Dragon Knight now. He's over 1,000 gold away from it, and they're even going to be able to go onto the Clockwork. Does GPK want to come into this fight though? He's in the middle of 5 heroes.
He's in no man's land.
Sustain the BKB again? It's going to be wearing off sometime soon. GPK is just going to be cleaned up, and Navi, 2 heroes dead on the side of BetBoom without buybacks, even with the rocket flares coming through. Navi, they have an opening here. Roshan back up in less than a minute, and VTune, where does he want to go with this? Does he want to step up onto this high ground, maybe put some pressure out with the treants? It looks like they're just going to back themselves away, take this outpost, and maybe wait for the next Roche.
Push out all the lanes now. You have the opportunity to do so. 50 seconds on the DK, 75 on this slash. Just make sure that the lanes are out pushed, so once they do come back, the BetBoom don't have a play.
Yeah, and you can see that Nature's Prophet, he's using this Nature's Wrath off cooldown here. VTune, just to push out the lanes. Oh, Save, he's invis, but the Hex comes out, the right click, even the Sprout. They're going to kill trouble. Comes in though. Do they have the damage with the Laguna Blade? It was a trap. They get the stun onto Lina. Lina here now as well with the telekinesis. They have the damage to take Pure down.
Man, are they fast. Man, they're fast.
Let's just... I mean, Pure stepping out without the rest of his team here. Trying to get the kill onto VTune, but VTune just turns it right around with the rotation coming in from Sweden Strong. No way he survives through that, and this is going to be Alina down 75 seconds, no buyback. Roshan is up, but Navi, they can take a set of rats.
Almost a mistake from BetBoom to use the glyph, but even if the tower falls and you use it, there is this 1 second of lingering that the glyph will get refreshed. But this could be 2 lanes of racks. Pure is not going to be there. Yep, no. They're pinging it out. Roche might be the safer move though.
Well, I mean, Nature's Prophet has to come back, push out this mid lane now as well. So VTune, he's going to have the Nature's Wrath in 19 seconds as well. So we can use that to, again, push these lanes. They're going to TP into the Roche, but yeah, see it started up. Claim this Roche, which is going to be the Aghanim's Blessing here as well. And then just go straight back to pushing out the lanes.
Yep, safer move is to go for the Roche, because the way that you lose this game now is you lose the fight, the enemies take Roche. But if there's no Roche to take, even if you lose the fight, BetBoom don't have a clear way to come back into it. So this is a very nice one. Of course, on top of the Aegis, all of that is quite nice. And also the Aghanims and the Nature's Prophet, that's even more lockdown that they're gonna have. This Nature's Prophet just rips apart the supports. They have nothing to deal with him. If he gets on top of him, they just die.
Yeah, and if he wants to, he can just buy out onto the Moonshard now as well, give him that extra attack speed coming through. And V-Tune, what is he looking at? Just going to be into the river, picks up the Illusion Rune to help push out.
Also the night vision, you know, it's not bad either. If you can have it, nighttime is approaching, so we'll see if he does go for it. But I still think buybacks are more important. If you lose a fight, it doesn't matter if you have an Aegis, but having a buyback, it can definitely help to put you in a better position.
GPK, they're going to try and make the move, get the jump here onto the Undying, but on the backlines, Nicky Cool's going to be in. He's actually inside the cogs here, and he might not be able to get himself out, so they might be able to get 2 quick picks on the side of BetBoom, but Lays, he gets a kill onto GPK. Nicky Cool, can he get himself away with the Trickster's Cloak? He's looking to get that run out, and he will be able to survive. So they do lose the Undying, but again, a really nice trade, and they've got the Nature's Prophet thrown out this Wrath of Nature that's got the, the Ensnare on the build now because of the Aghanim Scepter on the Entangled. So this is a really nice way to start the fights off, and then just jump in with the TP and claim another kill.
Definitely, but overall BetBoom are not going to be too sad about that one. They're delaying the time on the Aegis, and they forced the cheese to be used as well. So overall, they are quite happy with the engagement. Despite losing GPK, he's the one that doesn't have a buyback, but it's the gold. So Navi don't necessarily know about this, so they won't be able to apply any more pressure. It's only that they're going to be increasing their gold lead, which at this point doesn't have to mean that much.
Nicky Cool, though, gotta be careful behind enemy lines like this. If you do get spotted out by any vision, which isn't there from BetBoom, but he's not to know this, as it looks like V-Tune, he wants to carry on pushing out the lane. Did he get the kill? Snowball's gonna be there now as well. The damage coming through onto Lina. Yeah, Lina with that Hex again, just caught out of position. Now they might even be able to get the kill to save. They do. Cleaning up 2 heroes.
His own
3
spell.
Old overall, yeah.
With his own spell. Ever since the Nature's Prophet got level 25, everything changed. Everything changed. BetBoom started making mistakes because you need to deal with the lanes, but you don't know if you're gonna be fast enough. And more times than not, they have been caught out by trying to push out. This move from Pure, I mean, it's a mistake, but you can't really blame him because Navi are everywhere.
Yeah, true. And from the back of this, V-Tune just going to be able to step up with his Sprouts, with his Treants, and look to push down a second lane of Rax. And this is going to go down. The Rocket Flare is trying to push out the bottom lane, maybe to stop the tier 2 tower from being pressured. But V-Tune, he's already in. He's already taken down the second lane and nothing to contest, especially with his Aegis still being up for the next 2 minutes.
Boom. They have 2 hexes. They have a refresher on the Dragonite. So if they get the right initiation, they can get the kills. Nicky Cool has been their target, and if he hadn't had the Trickster's Cloak, he would have died in the previous fight. And then we might have seen a different fight and a different game overall. But he did not die. He does have the Trickster's Cloak, and he's not easy to take down. Now even the cores of BetBoom, they're gonna be contemplating: do I get Vision Nightfall? Just put that bracer in the backpack, get a dust, because this Tusky needs to die. Whoever you jump, if they get Snowball save, the fight is just straight up over.
Yeah, and you can see again the Dragonite Nightfall. He's just using the ultimate form to try and push out these lanes because the pressure from Navi, it is being applied. They're going to be able to go into this tier 2 tower now as well, clean up the last tier 2 tower of the game. And V-Tune, no way to engage on this. They don't know where the rest of the team are, so Toronto, Tokyo can't get that hook jump in. Nature's Prophet with the Satanic as well as the Aegis. He's got the BKB. It's a lot of save. It's a lot of sustain here on the side of Navi for V-Tune. And I'm just looking at the Lina's items. Okay, he's got the Skadi, so extra stats, but he's got the Glepnia queued up. I really, really wish he'd have gone for a Satanic over the Skadi.
Yep, he wanted to be able to stand his ground against the Nature's Prophet. That's the idea. But yeah, the Satanic would make more sense, I think, as well, because it gives you more HP, not stats in particular, but you do have 2 lives basically. And considering that you're dealing with so much lockdown, you might actually survive on 300, 400 HP and get yourself back in it. But he thought the Skadi was better. For now, it's not working out. I still think positioning is the main thing. But one thing we haven't discussed, man, look at the net worth of V-Tune. He's not really doubling the enemies, but he's close to it as well. And he wants the refresher. I have to say, I'd be okay with him getting the Aghanim shard. The slow is not to be underestimated, and the vision is always nice.
Yeah. And he's going to lose the Aegis now, going towards that refresh. He's not really going to be bothered, I don't think, about losing the Aegis. And again, he did trade out the boots because he can literally TP anywhere on the map anytime he needs to. Why does he even need to walk? Just TP from camp to camp finding this farm.
I like the item that GPK is going for. It's gonna be the Arcane Blink, allowing you to initiate even with your Split Earth. You jump in, you hack someone, and then the Split Earth will come out super fast. And you don't have to be afraid of missing that one, even if they're forced out or something. And that should be able to get you closer to killing someone. Ideally, again, it's gonna be Nikki Cool, but this definitely helps. Usually we see Leshrax go for the overwhelming blink, but he understands it's not about the it's not about jumping and slowing people, because they're gonna get out with Force Staffs and with the lift from the Rubik or the Tusk save. You need to use that burst damage to cast all your spells as fast as possible, and the hero needs to die.
Yeah, and again, look at what Navi are doing. We talked about this Eastern European teams adapting to, we don't overdive. You know, we don't throw ourselves at the high ground to try and end the game. We wait for the next item times. We hang back. We wait for the next Roche. You know, we don't overcommit here and potentially swing this fight in favor of BetBoom. So VTune, he's hanging around as long as he can on this double damage rune in the river as well, just waiting to time this and get as much advantage out of it as he can. Smoke is going to be coming through, and it looks like Navi, they're completely taking the map away from BetBoom. This is what BetBoom have done to so many teams, and suddenly the game is being flipped on its head, and BetBoom, it's like they're playing against their own game plan.
Yep. It's the Nature's Prophet, and VTune, he is very strong. He understands he shouldn't go for a straight up fight, but he's creating so much space, and Navi are coming in with smoke. They know exactly where BetBoom are, but they're ready.
Yeah, and again, he's only just picked up the double damage rune now as well. They're going to be able to get the jump on the dive, the takedown save, but he does have that buyback. Arena's going to be down. Do they want to try and re-engage? Because I don't think BKBs were used for either side for that. No, I'm just looking through. No BKB used for Nikki Cool or Lays. Pure still has his. Yeah, GPK as well as Nightfall. No BKBs have been used.
This is a very calm and good decision coming out from Navi. They got the kill, they take down Division. You don't chase for more. You know, with the buyback on the Hoodwink, if you get yourself in a bad position where all of your heroes are being seen, you can lose the fight. But if you consistently play like this, get a kill, get Division down, push in the lanes. Get a kill, get Division down, push in the lanes. It's becoming even more claustrophobic for BetBoom, and they are gonna eventually be forced into a mistake or into a all-in smoke, which is where you're gonna wait for them for that big fight. And speaking of big fights, Undying has level 20, so Tombstone on Death is there, with 2 Tombstones being protected by the arena, possibly 2 arenas if Lace finishes off his refresher. It's gonna be a hard fight for BetBoom, and then running circles around them is gonna be even easier because all of the vision that the zombies will be given.
Yeah, and he's not going to be too far off that full refresher as well here on the Mars. Just looking to pick up the gold, finding that farm, and again, not being contested onto this because there's no vision from the side of BetBoom. BetBoom are just hanging around its 5 in the base, making sure if anyone gets engaged on, the rest of the team are there to back them up. So Navi, they just found a complete free farm here, and it shouldn't be too far away. If you're the Mars, do you buy out the refresher, or do you want to save that buyback as well?
Save buyback. You can see that all 10 heroes have a buyback. It's so important in 50+ minute games to have it, that no item right now is going to change. Every single hero on the map has its core items. One item that it was very cool what just happened, Nature's Prophet, he was thinking about buying the refresher, but he actually bought a Moonshard and gave it to Nikki Cool, who is level 25, 12% chance Walrus Punch. If you have more attack speed, you get on top of the Lina, even with her BKB. A couple of hits there, and Pure is not going to be doing anything.
Yeah, look at this. Sweet and Strong, he's in the pit. He sees Roche come up. This is going to be a really big Roche. The Rocket Flare will spot it out. So BetBoom, this is, they're looking for it. They're smoking out. They want to take this fight. They know this Roche is so important to the survivability on the rest of the game. But Pure, with the Dragon Slave,
finding an angle.
That wraparound. Where's the vision going to come from? High ground Toronto Tokyo is trying to look with the rocket flares, but it looks like the dive's going to be coming in now as well. Toronto Tokyo with his own BKB. The cogs get dropped inside the arena. Nikki Cool as well as Lays going to try and walk themselves over this. The backlines. It's going to be a lot of damage. GPK. He takes down Sweet and Strong. The Laguna Blade comes out now as well. He's going to take down Lays. He's going to be taken down. He has to use that buyback. Yeah, 3 buybacks committed already until the end. H2O being caught out, but it looks like they want to go on to VTune here. VTune hookshot comes in. They're going to be able to control him now as well. Even with that Lotus Orb, they get the kill. Everybody on the side of Navi has to buy back. He's going to be taking himself right back into this, but again, Pure, well, he is going to be clean off the once, but now they're going to be able to come in fresh. Buybacks comes through from the side of BetBoom as well.
Both teams, blood.
They want this Roche, but Navi, if they can keep BetBoom outside of the base will be pushed into, so if they can delay long enough here, BetBoom, they have to make a choice.
Oh man, this is so dangerous now for Navi. They used all of their buybacks, whereas on the side of BetBoom, only 2 were used. But it doesn't matter. Like, if you start off the fight with the Lina kill, you have pretty much won this game. Not saying that the Dragonite and the Lesh cannot clean up, but it is the main output of constant damage coming out from BetBoom, doing 7,000 damage in that previous fight. Navi, they weren't ready for that fight. Vtune was too isolated, and then when he got jumped, he got lifted to the cliff by the Rubik. Like, I'm gonna save my guy, but that just leaves everyone else stranded, and he couldn't attack anyone important in that fight. So it's just a complete disaster. And Navi, they should have known BetBoom were coming, but they thought maybe their enemies were scared. They were gonna stay in their base for a very long time. BetBoom, they strike there. But Navi, they still have this ability to split push, so they can still choose their battles. And with Vtune going to push in the bottom lane, BetBoom are gonna have to be dealing with that, or they're gonna be dealing with mega creeps.
Yeah, and you can see that the trains, like you say, are starting to push in. Clockwork had to go back to base. He was completely out of mana on both sides, playing it so cautious now as well. They don't want to lose a single hero here. So Roche, for the minute, won't be contested. The Rocket Plus trying to push out double catapults in the wave now as well. But like you say, Vtune, he's just looking to apply the pressure on the other side of the map. He does have that Wrath of Nature coming up in the next 5 seconds here as well. So he's just going to be able to...
items.
I was going to say, yeah, he's completely over this support deal. You know, he wants to go full Toronto, Tokyo on the Clockwork carry.
With the overclock inside of the cogs, you have 250 bonus attack speed, so you just smack someone down. If you get on top of the Nature's Prophet, who does not have a Force Staff of his own, he's not gonna move.
Yeah, the Bushwhack's not gonna hit, but GPK, he wants to come in, telekinesis backlines, they got the cancel. That's such a good setup now as well. They're gonna be able to get on top of Sweden Strong. These 3 heroes gonna be going through here as Vtune, he tries to go for that TP, but the hookshot from downtown comes in, and this is gonna be a Roche over for BetBoom. Did he even Roche? Did he just want to push in the lanes?
I thought they were just gonna go end the game. But they know this game is now over. You have 100 seconds with these heroes, like a Lesh that's level 25, okay, level 27, but you have the extra Diabolic Edict with the Lina and the Dragonite with this amount of farm. It's just insane. Before this fight started, I wanted to point out the Aeon discs. You remember yesterday when BetBoom were missing this hero that can stand his ground? Well, again, that was the case. No one could really stand their ground. Now both Save and Nightfall can be the kind of the ones being initiated on, and they're still gonna be fine. And the only thing that is left in place here for Nicky Cool is for him to go for plays like this and maybe try to go for the throne.
Yeah, but there's gonna be the dive in now as well from GPK. He finds out even Save gonna be coming back with the Bushwhack. Rocket Flur's getting involved, and they can just use the 2 heroes. 4 heroes dead on the side of Navi, and like you say, they can just move themselves right into this with the TPN from
What?
Pure?
So?
Oh, he was just buying out. Okay. It's a little bit early to be fountain farming.
No, it's way too late, and it's way too risky to be fountain farming Pure. Like, what the hell are you doing? That was weird, but yeah, he does go for the death. So just wants to push this one as fast as possible, and this is gonna be everything falling down so quickly. Navi, they were so close. They don't want to call GG, but there's nothing they can do about it, really.
Yeah, and those 5 buybacks coming out around the Roche fight. It's like you say, there's nothing they can do that. There's no heroes that are going to be surviving. Even H2O, he jumps in, he just says, okay, complete the set. It's going to be GG, and it is going to be BetBoom. Again, going to such a long game in game number 2. So they just have the stamina to see this one out, take a really good fight against Navi, and push it through 2-0 in this series.
BetBoom have this one weakness that some of the, Eastern Europe in general sometimes has a weakness with. When they hit their timings, they think they can fight anywhere on the map. And then sometimes on their strongest timings, they can lose the fights.